friends and internet foodie people that are watching this. Today I'm going to be making some apple cider donuts. Now, I absolutely adore apple cider, so much more than I could ever possibly say. And when I was younger, growing up in Rhode Island, I would go pick apples every year. My mom always tried to get us out early so that we could get the Macintoshes, because those were super good. But we'd get that, we'd get Dutch apple pie, apple cider, different kinds of apples. So we'd just get all sorts of fun fall-themed treats, and because I love fall, and yet I live in Florida where fall is pretty much non-existent, I have to bring it to myself. So, not only do I have a nice cold glass of apple cider, because I liked iced apple cider, and Dunkin' Donuts doesn't sell it down here, which just bums me out, but I also have an entire jug of it, and I'm going to make some lovely sweet donuts today. So, come along! So the recipe I'm going to be using today is from a website called Sally's Baking Addiction. I stumbled upon this a few weeks ago, kind of just looking for fun recipes, and she has so many things, and I love it a lot. And I'm going to use a recipe that is actually for apple cider donut holes, but I'm going to be making literal donuts because it does say that this will yield 32 donut holes or 14 donuts. So it does work either way. Also, something you're going to need is a donut pan, just because this will actually give your shape. If you're making mini donut holes, you're going to be making them in a mini muffin pan. I'm going to leave a link to this recipe down in the description below so that you can go and follow along if you'd like from the original recipe, or you can watch me fail at it, laugh, and then go see it and make it yourself. The ingredients we're going to need are all-purpose flour, baking powder, baking soda, ground cinnamon, ground cloves, salt, 1 egg, some unsalted butter, brown sugar, granulated sugar, buttermilk, vanilla extract, and last but not least, some apple cider. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to take our 1.25 cups of apple cider over to the stove, and we're going to simmer our apple cider in a pan for a little while and let it reduce down to about 1/2 cup so that it's more concentrated and adds a stronger flavor. Once it's done that, I'm going to pour it back into the Pyrex that I used to pour it and chill it until it's become a little more cool and I can use it in the batter, or dough, because it's a donut. Now that we've got our apple cider chilling, I'm going to get everything prepared for our donut dough to get made. So I'm going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees, and then I'm going to spray this with some nonstick spray, and then we're going to start preparing the dough. Now that I've got my donut tin sprayed down and my oven is preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm going to take the flour, baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, cloves, and salt, and put them all together in a large bowl, and then we're going to work on our wet ingredients. Hello. We can take our dry ingredients and put them off to the side now that we've combined them. In a medium bowl, we're going to take our egg, 2 sugars, buttermilk, and vanilla, and combine them along with our melted butter. So now is the time that we're going to grab our apple cider that has been chilling after it's been reduced, and I am going to add this in alongside the buttermilk and vanilla to our wet mixture of egg and sugar and goodness that smells nice. You're never supposed to pour over what you're doing. That really doesn't stop me though. Unless it's salt. Never pour salt over the thing, because usually salt comes out fast and it will totally mess up your recipe. It's really annoying. We're only using 1/2 cup of this. So I'm just gonna, it's at about 3/4 cup right now, so I'm gonna let it go down to 1/4 right. So now we're going to combine the wet into the dry and whisk lightly, because if you whisk too much and overmix the flour and everything, the gluten will develop and it'll make for a much chewier donut. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a plastic bag and I'm going to put it into a cup and pull the sides down like this, because I'm going to fill this bag with our batter so that way we can pipe it into the tin in nice, neat little circles, and they can all come out a little more even than they would if I just kind of scooped it in and like mixed it around. I need like 4 arms for this. This kind of looks like a bag of Amish friendship bread that I once made with my grandma. So now what I'm going to do is snip the end and hope it doesn't all just come pouring out. I need better scissors. I need better scissors. 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 Kitchen scissors! So gentle. Oh, that looks good! It looks good! Okay. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. I'm happy with this. I'm going to put this in the preheated oven, and I am happy with this. Don't move too much, don't. Okay. Where do I put this? How do I set you down? Just, okay. So while those are in the oven, I'm going to combine some cinnamon and sugar to make our topping. Because we're gonna roll them around in some nice cinnamon sugar, and I'm very excited. So the way that I make cinnamon sugar is that I take about, this is currently a 1/3 scoop, but I take about a 1/2 cup of white sugar, and I combine it with about a teaspoon of cinnamon. And honestly, you'd be surprised at how little cinnamon you need to sugar, just because the cinnamon is so strong. Now that I've combined this, I am going to start cleaning up my area while those bake for about 9 to 10 minutes. Or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. I think the pan just popped. So I've got my first batch of donuts out, and they do have some little like white specks that you can kind of dig at with your nail because, which makes me really sad because it means I could have mixed it more, but I was afraid of over mixing it, so that kind of bums me out. But I am going to start to decorate them, which is really easy. I'm just going to take some melted butter, put it on this brush, and lightly brush it over the top of the donut. And then I'm going to dunk the donut into my cinnamon sugar. And there you go. I'm gonna do it on both sides, even though I'm not putting butter on both sides, just so that it does get on both sides. And then I'm gonna do that to the rest of my donuts. And here are the apple cider donuts that we made today. They look so good. I am so excited. They are, they look pretty, and they look awesome. I'm so excited to try one, which I'm going to do right now. I don't know which one. I'm gonna do this one. This is my instinct. I'm gonna go with my instinct. They look fantastic. I'm gonna try one. This is delicious. It's so good. Okay, so like I said earlier, I just found this recipe online. I had never had it before, I never tried it. I've actually never made a donut before, and especially not a apple cider donut, and it is so good. I will say they are a little bit on the chewier side, and I even think I undermixed them and left them a little too lumpy, so they definitely are a thicker, chewier donut, but the taste is really spot on for apple cider. If you liked this video and you watched it all the way here to the end, thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. Let me know if you made these, or if you like apple cider donuts, or anything else that you would like to see me try to make, because I'm really not like perfect at baking and I want to get better. So leave a like or a comment, or even subscribe if you want. And you can even ding that weird little bell, but that gives me a lot of notifications on my phone, so I understand if you don't. Just thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy these if you make them. Bye!